listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.
Woohoo! My friend Joanne, my best friend Joanne said, "Can you please look at the camera when you say your intro?" My intro is so long, I can't memorize it. Welcome to Polished Woman. This is my intro, my BF. Anyway, so we're gonna talk about happy wife and a happy life. We've been talking to women, married women who have been divorced, and it's all this cheating, all this financial problems. Now I want to talk to Fiona, our guest right now. I want to talk about how can you be a happy wife and have a happy marriage. So this is our topic now. And I just told her, I said, I wrote this book, Date Like a Girl, Marry Like a Woman, because, you know, I'm a very pro-marriage person, and I wanna save as much marriage as I can, but of course,
Yes.
and that's why I have Polished Woman show. But now I want to talk to someone who's been married for 30 years and talk about how did she maintain that happy marriage? And look at her. My best friend Joanne was the one who actually told me, you have to guess this girl, Fiona. She's amazing. She's always happy. It seems like she doesn't have a problem. And I'm like, okay, I want her on my show. So we live in a world where so many of these things we use are disposable, and where that sort of attitude is one of that some people seem to bring, to relationships. There are people who are supposed to be in relationship ghosting their partners, people who think it's okay to not spend any time with their partners, and people who openly disrespect their partners. There's a lot of those. Thankfully, these aren't the only kind of relationships, though. And so there are also plenty of people who are happily dating and who are happily married as well. But when looking at marriages especially, it seems like there's some secret that needs to be shared about what makes that kind of relationship work. While I did talk about this on my book, Date Like a Girl, Marry Like a Woman, that was me providing all the advice. So I'd like to add another voice to that conversation. So for today, I invited Fiona Afshar, who has been married for 30 years and is a mother of 3 children, and who will talk about how the longevity of marriage. Oh my gosh! Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me, Jessica. It's an honor to be here.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
I know.
And there is no secret to a good marriage. It's hard work every day.
It's hard work.
You just don't get comfortable ever. That was our logo from day one, Never be comfortable. The moment you're comfortable, you kind of like drift off. So you wake up every morning, you consciously are aware of, and you put it's just little things that you put into your everyday life.
Do you always have to be like, well polished when you wake up in the morning?
Never. Are you kidding me? You're a human. We fight, we argue, we make up, but we communicate.
You communicate.
We communicate every day. We try not to go to sleep with it.
Oh, so that's true.
There are
that
issues,
so true. Yeah.
especially having 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we always seek learning new things, like self-improve.
Yes.
It has been a big part in our life.
Self-improve, like how?
Self-improve, like educate ourselves.
Yes.
Nobody gave us a handbook when you get married. Nobody
Yes.
gave us a handbook when you have kids.
Yes.
Our parents raised us
her.
differently. We're raising our kids differently.
Yes.
So it's like we try to be have each other's back, first of all, no matter what.
Okay.
We
Remember that.
We have each other's back, whether my husband is wrong, which happens all the time.
Which happens all the time.
But
They're
I
always
stay
wrong.
quiet. I let him do his thing,
Yeah.
and I have his back. Then we talk.
Okay.
But and vice versa. He has my back, whether I'm right or wrong, and it's really great.
It's really great.
It's awesome.
So 30 years ago when you guys, met, where did you guys meet?
Here in LA, I was working on a contract computer program.
Okay.
And then I met him. It was the weirdest way. I didn't like him the first sight. I did not like him. He was just checking me out. I'm like, oh, who's this guy? But we happened to work on a program together.
Yeah.
He was a great guy. And 3 weeks after working together so hard, he's like, would you marry me? I'm like,
What?
sure. I was
No.
25, he was 27.
Oh my gosh.
And I came from a very strict family,
Okay.
Persian family, and
Yeah.
I just liked him a lot as a person because I
Okay.
got to work with him. And
Is
3
he
months.
Persian as well?
Yes.
Okay.
He is. Yes.
Yeah. So
he is.
that's good.
Oh, my dad fell in love with him. My mom, my dad. So it
Ah.
all worked out great.
Yeah.
And we didn't have too much when we
Yeah, I was
started our
gonna say,
marriage.
did you guys start
No.
with no money? Because it's or
I
just
came.
like just
I came
enough?
from. I
Yeah.
came from a very healthy, good, rich family, and I
Okay.
had a lot. I had my BMW. I had this. I was a
Yeah.
spoiled little girl.
Yeah.
But my husband, he was self-made. So
Yes.
yeah, and he had very little.
Yes.
But I loved the person he was, and
Aw.
and we.
She's so humble. I love her.
Yeah, and I married him, and there were a lot of changes along the way.
Okay.
But I was flexible enough because, we worked together, we loved each other. We had a hard, strong foundation that we kept building and working on as we went along. It just didn't come by.
It just didn't come by.
No.
So
no.
did you so you had your first child? Because your
We
child, how old
had.
are they?
Well, my son is 26,
Ah.
and my daughter is 24,
Okay.
and the other one is 15. So
Oh,
I
wow.
have 2 girls
You
and a
said
boy.
that the last one was like an accident.
Yes,
Where did
a
that
good
happen?
accident. I love her to death. I love her to death.
Yeah,
yes.
I know.
It was a big gap, 8 years. Yes.
Yeah. So you
yeah.
were like, okay, we're done, but then,
oops.
something came up.
And it was the best thing ever.
Oh, I
yes.
know,
yes.
I know. I actually want to have one. I have a 15-year-old, but I'm like,
Yeah.
actually, just last night I was like, I think I want another one.
Yes, why not? If you want to go for
I
it.
know. I think
Yeah.
I'm too old.
Never.
Just adopt. I know, right? Wait,
Yes.
what? So was there was there a sign that you saw that in your husband that okay, he's like the one. He's the one.
Jessica, I was 25.
I know.
I
Wait,
was
yeah.
I was pretty
That was
naive.
pretty, like-
back then,
Yeah, that was
you
pretty
know.
late back then, right? If 25.
It was about right.
It was about right. Okay,
It was about
okay.
right. But see, the best thing about getting married so
Yeah.
young is you don't think into things. You just do. And
That's
and then
true.
you work on it.
Yeah, and then
yeah.
you work on it. I know.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, this is a mistake. No.
No,
When you get married and you decide
you
to marry this
committed.
guy,
It's a
you are
commitment.
committed.
It's a
But
commitment.
did you have any other boyfriends before him?
I hope he's not listening. But he knows.
I
Yeah.
love it. It's okay. He's married to you for 30 years.
And I love him to death.
Yeah.
But yes, I
did,
did.
yeah.
I did. I was actually engaged for like 6 months, and I broke that off because he was a doctor. He had to go somewhere else to do his
Yeah.
intern. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna wait
Yeah.
around.
So it's not the right man. That's
and it
good.
wasn't the right.
Yeah.
But this guy, the chemistry, everything just worked, and it wasn't about material. It was just about him.
Oh, I
and
love
us.
that.
Yeah.
I love that it's not about material. I love that
No.
it's because it's
No.
love and it's there.
Yeah.
I heard so much things about you. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I cannot
you're so
just
sweet.
I don't know. Okay, so because you were married so quickly, was there any part of you that was worried that you had rushed into this and
Never
it may
went
not
there.
work? Or did you somehow did you leave any did you leave your career or your work for this marriage?
No. I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
So you continued working after you got married.
When I got married, when we married, I did work.
Yeah.
And we had my son 2 years within the marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided we were renting an apartment, obviously.
Yeah.
And we're
I love
like,
when you're just struggling. Oh, I love
yeah, it was a
that.
beautiful struggle.
Yeah,
it was
because
together.
You worked together.
Yeah,
I
together, and
remember
it
those
was
times.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we decided together that I'm gonna back off, not work, and have him do all the work, and I raise the children because we
Yeah.
knew how much valuable it is, to raise
Yes,
a
of
child.
course.
For some miracle reason, we knew something.
Yeah.
So I did that, and we cut back a lot of the vacation, a lot of things,
Yeah.
just for me to be able to raise my
Ah.
child. And then, you know, things just kept flourishing after each child, after each, you know, after
Really?
years went by.
I was just going to ask you,
Yes.
what's having children changed any of, you know, of your love? I mean, not love for each other, but in the marriage, like
It was a commitment.
Yeah.
It changed commitments. You focus more. You committed more.
So did you
You're-
give more attention to your children, or it was like balance? You know, like how a lot
No,
of
no. At the beginning, you
Yeah?
give it all to your child. You give it all to your child.
So
It's a very difficult balance. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of, you know,
a lot of because that's why a lot of marriages they
Yes.
fall apart, because they give so much to their kids that
yes,
totally
Jessica,
forgot.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, even when the kids get older. So what would happen was that we would just consciously
Yeah.
say, okay, you know, when kids get older, teenage years, you've got all kind of commotions
Yes,
going
yeah,
on, right?
yeah.
And that can break a marriage so easily. It's
Yeah.
just such a fine line. You know,
Yeah.
the mother becomes protective, the husband is, you know, like the dominant one.
Yeah.
So we always like consciously or unconsciously, like we said, you know what, marriage, children can break marriages, relationships.
That's so true.
Children's are gonna go. It's gonna be you and me. So
Yeah.
let's have each other's back,
Yeah.
and we'll come to a road that we will both meet,
Mm-hmm.
and go on from there. But we'll catch each other. You know,
Yeah.
that was the beauty of it, because you're just so like tied up. But
love
then
it.
you're like, hey, listen, you know. They can break us up. Let's not get there. Let's not do that. We're like, oh, okay. So it was like a wake-up call. You wake up, you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
let's pick up and go.
No, that's so true.
That was
We
very
don't
powerful.
realize- yeah,
Yes.
you don't realize that children can
You get
break
stuck
you or-
in that circle,
Yeah.
vicious circle of life, you know?
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's amazing. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of so I just had what do you call that? A mom or a wife, an ex-wife that was here, you know, a couple of weeks, and she talked about, you know, financial as well, right?
Yes.
Because it's very normal, very
Yes.
normal for couples or, you know, marriages to fight about money.
Oh,
And
yes.
what do you like? Do you have any suggestion? Have you guys been through that situation as well?
Money-wise, of course,
Every
every,
yeah.
pay
Every.
those credit cards end of the month. Yes, of course.
How did you
It's
deal
a-
with that? Because that's normal. It's a normal problem, you guys.
It's
not.
a very normal
I
problem.
think what happened to her was she just, you know, she just forgot. What do you call that? She just didn't realize that. Oh my gosh, I have to be involved, and that was her, you know, her advice to, you know, to all these women. She just let her husband deal with it, and she forgot being involved in the financial aspect of it.
I see.
And you know, and now that's why I'm asking you, how are you guys, you know, are you doing it together? Are you involved as well, or you just let your husband handle it?
You know, I was, whenever there was something, we live in Malibu. Our
Okay.
kids went to Malibu High School.
Yeah.
And back then, you know, everybody were wearing these fancy jeans that were like 100 and up. It was
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Uggs and this. For us
Yeah.
back then it was. So we talked, as we talked to our children, that one thing I have to say, one thing that really brought us down to earth,
Yes.
it's the camping trips that we did with our children. It really brought them down to be humble and to appreciate nature and not to be so materialistic, not to get lost. So we did a lot of that. We pulled them away a lot from all this. So when situations do arise, we're like, hey, listen, these are not so important. These are material
Yeah.
things. Remember, you know, that this
Yeah.
is where, you know. So it was very, just to go through all this was very important, just to pull
I
back.
should like start doing camping. Hi.
Camping, just driving out to the nature is just so
Yeah.
powerful.
Not in the Waldorf, not in like fancy.
I mean, we do
hotel.
that too. We do that too.
They do that too.
We do that too.
But
But-
I get itchy.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, my 26-year-old son picks up his friends and they go camping and they go out to the
No.
nature and we do hiking and they're so in touch with it. And I think that is so valuable. You know, even going down to Temescal Canyon just to be there, just to get some of that oxygen air in your head. We think it's just so, it plays a big important role. Yes.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go start. Is it glamping or just camping?
You can do glamping. You can do glamping. Glamping is fun. Start from somewhere. Start from somewhere. Just go out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I think I
Yeah.
should bring my kids, especially my 15-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I think she only knows hotel. Now I'm gonna take her down there, that camping, and she'll be like, oh, ew. No, but you have to like learn. See, I'm learning from Fiona. Oh my god, that is so good. So what else? What else? I need to know more. She's so polished, I swear.
No.
My best friend was right. She's like, you want to
I
meet the
love
real polished
Joanne.
woman? She's
Yeah.
like, this is the girl. I'm like, she's like,
so
I've never
sweet.
seen her sad. She told me about this, that you're very positive. Like when she
Try.
sees you, you know, we're Aquarians. We're always like, we worry.
Oh, she worries so much. I'm like, Joanne, relax, Joanne. It's okay. It'll work out. It's happening for a reason, Joanne.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know. And before I ask her, so before I interview her, she just made us this wonderful cake. And like, you can see it, but I wanna I wanna.
It's a little
bury them.
blueberry cake.
This is how, by the way, if you go to her Instagram, what's her Instagram?
Cooking with Fiona. Something
Cooking with
fun
Fiona.
to do. Yes.
If you go to her
Inspiring.
Instagram, you would be like, oh my gosh, can this girl invite her to her home, because I know that she will cook so good. And she, to tell you the truth, she only started how many years ago? Because you were in flower business, right?
Yes. After
she's a-
computers, I went into the flower business for
yeah.
6 years. It was just so much fun, creative. I was doing weddings and everything. It was
Yeah.
so much fun.
Yeah.
But then I quit when I had the third child.
Yeah. And she
And then I started cooking.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at her food.
Cooking with Fiona.
And she just baked this. She just literally baked this before coming here, you guys. And it's like, look how, this is how she presents her food at home.
Oh,
Like to her
yeah.
husband. To feed, one thing to get your husband, feed his stomach.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is how
just trying to inspire people to
Yeah.
be more together, to cook and,
And she
enjoy good
She even put
local.
She even put, this makes me sleep at night, by the way. This
Take
is
it
so
home.
cute.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, where do you buy this?
Oh, the garden. It's at the garden. Yeah.
Wait, look at, she makes pasta. That's
Yes.
your pasta?
Yes, that's my pasta. Yeah. At the gym.
Can you like invite Max and I to go to your
Yes,
house and have
yes.
this?
Anytime, come. Please come.
I wanna
And
go.
I'll teach you how to do it. That's the fun
Yes.
part.
Wait,
yeah.
so you learned this like few years ago?
No, I just picked it up. I love reading books, like cooking
Yeah.
books and
Yeah.
looking at pictures, and I just want to. I'm kind of channeling it through food now. So
Oh, really?
I'm putting it through Instagram. I just love
That's
inspiring,
amazing.
and hopefully one day I'll have some cooking classes.
Oh my God!
Joanne promised to do
Yes!
them with me. That would be so
No.
awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
when I moved here, I literally, because in the Philippines we have nannies, we have maids, we have,
Yes.
servants, and
Yes.
I did not know anything. I didn't even know how to boil eggs. Don't know how.
You're
to,
not the only
Yes.
one.
Yeah. But when I moved here,
Yes.
I had a neighbor, love her, Linda Spiker,
Yes.
love her, and she has this cooking class she does it I think once a week or twice a week.
Oh, wow.
So I started going to her class,
Oh,
and she
nice.
taught me how to use the
Oh
knife
my
and
gosh.
like that, and then cook everything.
Awesome.
She's amazing. So oh my gosh,
Oh, I
you
have to learn from her.
start.
I
You
would
have
love
start.
to.
There's like I think 5 or 6 of us who would just be in front of her counter, and she has all like
She's
three.
in Malibu too, right?
Is she in Malibu? No, I think she moved to Washington, but she and then she has like 6
What
of
a
us,
wonderful
and she just
thing.
teaches.
What a wonderful
But
thing.
and she enjoyed it so much.
Oh
But
my
she
gosh.
moved, so I'm like, you
Yes.
should do it. You should
Yes.
do it. I would like go to your class if you do it. I swear.
Yes,
So she
yes.
would teach. She would teach. Oh my gosh! Can I just show it? Look at her
Pasta.
Instagram. Look at this. Okay, I don't know if you can
And
see
I have
it, but
short
look at
videos.
her pasta. You have to go to her Instagram, you guys. Cooking with Fiona. Look at
Oh,
her.
that would be great.
If I serve
Yes.
this to my husband, he would love me so much.
No,
Wait
you
until-
serve him other things that
Oh,
look
yeah.
better than pasta.
I serve his sexual desire.
See? That's good too. That's good too. See?
Can you see my nipples?
See, guys like food and
Yeah.
yes, I will.
Sex
yeah.
and food. That's
That's the best way. It's
I
happy,
know.
yes.
Okay, how do you think that this okay, having been married for a long, as you have there, you've been married for a long time, 30 years. Do you think your husband, do you think with your husband around, that helps? Having been married for as long as you have, are there
Yes.
things that you do or that you do with your husband that helps keep that relationship thriving?
Ah, okay. I have
Yeah.
a good one for this.
Oh,
one. Yes.
what?
So I'm very quickly. So when I turned 50, which
Yeah.
was like 4 years ago.
Oh no, yeah.
So I said, husband, Ali, I don't want any birthday gifts. I don't
Yeah.
want birthday presents. Just
Yeah.
take me away for a week. We go vacation, me and you, because the kids are old enough. They can stay home. We can go. So we started this, and we've been going 4 years, just me and him. Last year, a few friends came, but it's been the best thing. We have just, it's just awesome. We look forward to it.
Really?
Yes,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that's
So we just go.
nice.
I mean, yeah, it's nice. It's beautiful.
Okay.
And then, yeah.
That's a good advice.
Don't get comfortable. Create moments. Create memories. Just work at it. Even if it's a dinner. Even if it's like putting a glass of wine on the table, having it for dinner with your husband. Create that moment.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah, but if you've been married for a long time, what do you really talk about?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun.
Right? Because sometimes you run out of things
Yes.
to talk about.
Yes, because you've been so busy raising the
Yeah,
children.
yeah.
So that's,
And
there's.
for me, I'm like, it's good to talk about your children all the time, but
But no,
Yeah.
get out of that
Yeah.
conversation.
See?
Guys want to,
Yeah.
guys, they don't want to hear about the kids all the time.
Yes.
We do, but they don't.
yeah.
So get out of that conversation.
talk to your
Create other
husband?
conversations.
Create other conversation.
Yeah.
I love
You
it.
should know. You're good. You're good.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh, I do.
Yeah,
I do
yeah.
create, but
Yes.
but
Yeah.
How about at night? He's the last one that you see at night before you close your eyes. What do you tell
Yes.
him?
Yes.
What do you tell him at night?
Good night, babe. Love you, babe.
You always say that. Huh?
Always. Good
Always.
morning, babe. Hi, babe.
Oh my god.
There's always a babe, love at the end of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And do
yeah.
you check each other like every now and then, like if he's out, for
Oh
work
yeah,
and
he's
stuff?
He's at work every day. He calls me alarm. Oh, he has a camera at home. One of those old cameras.
Yeah.
So he's always watching the backyard front. When I go, I'm leaving the car. He's like, "Bye, babe." I'm like, "Oh crap!" It's a little creepy, but he has it. Yes.
Oh, that is so
No, but
cute.
other than that, yes, he calls me during the day, or
Yeah.
I give him a call, and
Yeah.
then he comes home. We're together. Mornings we have coffee together, so it's
Oh my
nice.
God,
It's really
really?
nice.
That's
Yes,
so good.
yes,
This
we're
is
best friends.
amazing fun.
is.
I mean, I just love it. Okay,
Yes.
last one question. Do you think, because I know that there's a lot of women, oh, it's impossible. You can never have a good marriage. You're always like so perfect. You're always so happy. So, do you think there's any truth to the statement "happy wife, happy life"?
Yes, of course there is.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
It doesn't come knocking by your door.
Yes.
You put effort in it. You wake up. You're
Yeah.
conscious of it, and then it happens. It happens with your kids. It happens with your husband. Happens with your dog. Happens with your neighbor. Happens
Yes.
around you. So
Aw.
you take care of yourself, and everything around you, blossoms.
Oh
It's
my
amazing.
God.
It really is. You wake up grumpy, everything around you is grumpy.
Grumpy, that is so
Yes.
true. So how do you wake up? You
So-
wake up happy all the time?
No, I work on it. I go to the gym. I self-care first.
Yes.
In the morning, I self-care. I become very selfish. in the mornings are mine. And then I become
Wow.
selfless the rest of the day for my kids.
Oh my gosh, that's a good advice. As soon as you wake up in the morning,
Yes.
be selfish.
Yes, all about me.
It's all about me, and then the rest of the day is selfless. I love that. I've learned something from you today. Okay, last one advice. Last one advice. More. Can you tell more? Oh my gosh, I'm learning
Yes.
from you.
Yes.
One more.
Love. Thank
one
you,
more.
thank you. I'm nervous, I don't know.
That
Thank you,
is
thank
so
you.
beautiful, you
Thank
guys.
you.
Marriages are work.
Yes.
A lot of work, and that's not a bad thing, because anything worth having or doing is worth working for.
Yes.
And remember to always save your marriage. Look at her, 30
Oh, yes,
years.
yes.
It will not always be happy times. There will be a lot of disagreement or arguments
yeah.
and fighting,
Oh,
learning
yes.
how to forgive each other
Yes.
and learn to communicate, as what Fiona said, for
Yes.
30 years. Make love, don't have sex. And just, get over with the sex. No, make love every night. I know it's hard.
What do you got to lose?
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Remember the 3 ways to feed your husband. Feed their ego, number 1, because they need that.
Yes.
Feed their stomach. Look at what Fiona is
kill it.
doing. Yes.
Yes.
And feed their sexual desire. 3 ways to feed your husband.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
I love that. Yes,
Tip of the
yes.
day, say I love you to your husband, but when you say it, look at him in the eyes. It makes it
Mm-hmm.
more special when you say I love you and looking at him in the eyes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Oh my,
Yes.
I love this
Yeah.
episode. I love this episode.
Thank
my
you
God,
so
thank
much.
You so much Fiona.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Give love to the next person you see after the
Yes,
show.
do that.
You're listening to Polished Woman, only on LA Talk Radio.